Rasmus Hojlund, last 18 games. No goals, 15 shots, so less than 2 per game. Shots on target 6, big chances missed 4. So why is it in a week before the biggest game of our season, we're just getting wall to wall why Rasmus is not playing well stats when we already know? And I don't need wall to wall stats in the media. And this is a prime example of why we struggle at Manchester United, because I don't see those same stats into infographics going around for Arsenal ahead of their Champions League game where their title is literally disintegrating because they didn't buy a striker. I see 14th place Manchester United playing a Europa League knockout game against Sociedad and wall to wall talking about our striker. Oh, his stats are shit. Oh, this, that and the other. And I don't see any of them going, let's leave him alone because they haven't got anybody else. Do you want to go out the Europa League or do you want to try and win it? There's surely every part of you as a United fan wants Rasmus to score on Thursday night. Amorim can't win. I don't actually think Amorim will be in a job in 2 years' time, maybe less than that. He can't win. Like, I don't see how he can win at the moment. If we're not in Europe, we're okay. Are we playing Monopoly or are we supporting a football club? Not in Europe is I think we focus on the financials too much. I think we focus on the financials way too much. If the football club is not in Europe and it's finishing in the bottom half of the table, you should look at the owners and say, get out of our football club. We should be judging what happens on the pitch. Yes, the financials are scary and it's a factor, but since when did we all become Monopoly players and not football fans? We're bottom half of the table. We're a laughing stock, like the 58 statement says. We're not going to be in Europe. We play shit football. We're shit players and we've got no future. And people are talking, well, at least we can survive. I'd rather we couldn't survive. You know what? I'd rather the headline was, if United don't get into Europe, they're fucked. Liverpool have earned so far, I mean, this doesn't take into account winning the tournament or getting through to the quarterfinals or playing the next 2 games. So far, Liverpool have apparently earned £90 million. £90 million. Man United have earned 22. So £22 million is apparently what Man United have earned already. Liverpool have earned 91 million. When we compare ourselves to our biggest rivals who are going to win the Premier League and could win the Champions League and have their squad pisses all over ours. Their stability of their football club pisses all over ours. Their fan base pisses all over ours because they wouldn't put up with what the Glazers are doing at their club. So Liverpool are like miles and miles and miles ahead. And they've earned 90 million from European football and we've earned 22. And they'll be in the Champions League next year. The swing in revenue is 70 million on European football alone. Next year, we won't even be in it. And that could be another 90 million for Liverpool. So Obi Martin can't play in the Europa League. Regardless of whether he's ready, regardless of whether he should start, what about this? If Rasmus gets injured, we haven't got a striker. If Rasmus gets injured or sent off, we don't have a striker in the tournament we need to win. But they knew on January the 31st that Rashford wasn't here, Anthony wasn't here, and then if Rasmus got injured, we haven't got a striker that can play in Europe. The club knew in January that their one hope of success was the Europa League, and they also knew they were one injury away from having no striker. Much the same as they knew if Ahmad got injured, we were fucked. Rasmus is struggling. Xerxes can't play as a 10, as a 9. We need an underperforming striker with no confidence to start scoring goals and stay fit for the rest of the season. I mean, that's a very big ask. We need Rasmus to start scoring goals and stay fit for the rest of the season. The chances of that as a percentage are probably less than 10%. You don't need to spend money to win a title. Look at Liverpool. And I think, oh God, are people that stupid now that they look at Liverpool and think they've won the league on a net spend of 0? So what you're saying is if Arne Slot was given the Man United job now, he could win the league. I mean, it's incredible. So are we not going to acknowledge that Jurgen Klopp rebuilt that midfield 12 months ago? Bought Gravenberch, Alexi McAllister and Szoboszlai. Are we not going to acknowledge that 12 months before he rebuilt the midfield spending money? Are we not going to acknowledge that he's bought the likes of Nunez and Konate and Diaz? All these players have been bought. It's not really a net spend of 0, is it? It's not like that team was built. Over a long period of time, it was built, and Arne Slot came in and didn't really need to do anything to it. you know? It's not like he's walked in and gone, this is the shittest Liverpool side ever, but guess what? Here's my magic juice. Let's have a pint.